Hey Uptown kids, it's me Olivia. How are you guys doing? What have you guys been up to? I have seen some of you on social media. Some of you are planting gardens, going swimming, riding bikes, riding skateboards. So I hope that you guys are enjoying this warm weather, getting outside, having some fun. All right, so today we are going to have a short lesson about a man that Jesus healed. So, you know that Jesus would go around and he would teach and he would speak to people all over. Well, of course, he was healing people, which means if somebody's sick, he would make them better. And so people were interested in this. They loved to hear Jesus speak, and they also, I think, kind of wanted to see, like, you know, how he was healing people, maybe what was going on. So anyways, so where I'm going to be reading today, of course, I'm doing the Message version, which is, you know, one of the versions that I like of the Bible. And I feel like it's really easy for me to explain it to you guys in the Message. So, but this is going to be from the Message. This is in Luke 5, and it starts at 18. So I'm going to read a little bit of it to you, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, okay? So, actually 17, I'm sorry, Luke 5:17. It says that one day when Jesus was teaching, that there were Pharisees and religion teachers were sitting around. So we know what a teacher is, right? So Pharisee is somebody that makes sure that people are following the Jewish law. And we know that we've talked about before how the Pharisees, they just wanted to find any reason that they could to say Jesus is going against the law or Jesus is doing bad things, right? So the Pharisees would kind of follow Jesus around too, just to see what he was doing. So it said that they had come from nearly every village in Galilee and Judea, and even as far away as Jerusalem, to see the healing power that was upon Jesus, right? Because he was healing people. So it said that some men had arrived carrying a paraplegic on a stretcher. So a paraplegic is somebody that they can't move. Their legs don't work, and so they're not able to walk like we would normally walk. And so this person, they needed help. So he had some friends that, excuse me, he had some friends that, now it doesn't really say if they made him go. It doesn't say if he asked his friends to take him. But we do know that he had some friends that were going to take him to Jesus. And so they believed if he could be with Jesus and talk to Jesus and Jesus would touch him, that he would be healed. And so what they did is they didn't have electricity back then. And so it's not like they could put him in the car and drive him over. They made a stretcher. So probably what they did is they had maybe 2 long sticks and they would put some cloth around it. And so that way it would hold him up. So it kind of looked like a moving bed, I guess. So they called it a stretcher. It's like a moving bed. If maybe you've ever seen, like on TV, some of the paramedics use it, that's what it was kind of like. So anyways, they decided that they were going to go and find Jesus with their friend. But when they got to the house that Jesus was at, there were so many people there that they couldn't even get in to see Jesus. It was like packed out. Like maybe if you've seen a concert where there's just tons of people standing up, that's probably what it was like. Probably the house was full, and all around the house was full of people just hoping to hear what Jesus had to say or hoping to talk to him. So, you know what they did is when they realized that they weren't going to probably get close to the stretcher because it would be 4 men, which takes up a lot of room, but then you also have another man laying in between them. So that's quite a bit of room to take up. There was no way they were going to make it to the front. And so it says in 19 that, in verse 19, when they couldn't find a way in because of the crowd, they went up on the roof. They removed some tiles and let him down in the middle of everyone, right in front of Jesus. So they climbed up on the roof of this house. And houses weren't built structurally kind of like we have now. And so it says they peeled off the top of the roof, which I think if we kind of thought about that right now to climb on our roof and to peel off the top would be really, really hard. They weren't as sturdy of homes as we have. So it said that they removed it and they lowered him down on this stretcher, and that it happened to be right in front of Jesus. And that Jesus told him, "Friend, I forgive your sins." And so guess what? that made the scholars and the Pharisees kind of mad, and they started talking to themselves and saying, who does he think he is, when they're talking about Jesus? They're saying it's blasphemous, and that only God can forgive sins. So Jesus knew, he knew what they were thinking, and he knew what they were saying. And it said that Jesus said to them, why all this gossipy whisper? Which is simpler, to say, I forgive your sins, or to say, get up and start walking? Well, just so it's clear that I am the Son of Man and authorized to do either or both. So he's saying, I could do both of those things. I could say, I forgive your sins, and I could say, get up and walk. He told the paraplegic, he said, get up, take your bedroll, and go home. And then without even thinking about it, without even worrying about it, do you know that man stood up and he was able to walk away? And so what do you guys think about that? I think, like, to have the faith, like knowing I'm going to go see Jesus and he's going to heal me, and I can't walk, but I'm going to walk out of there. I think that's pretty amazing. I think it's great that he had some good friends that were willing to do that for him, carry him over there. And I don't know how far they carried him. It could have been a long ways. Maybe it was across town. But remember, like I said, they didn't have cars, so they carried him. I think that's amazing that he had friends like that. And, you know, I think it's also good that Jesus was not worried about those Pharisees. He didn't think, oh, I shouldn't do this because the Pharisees are here. Or he didn't think, oh, that man crowded. All these people have been waiting all day and that man crowded. He didn't think about that. He just healed him. So I want you to think about that. What do you think about this story? You know, do you think he had good friends? Do you think that Jesus should have told him to get in line? Do you think that, you know, that was amazing that that man had faith? So what do you think? So this again is in Luke 5, and it starts at 17 and it goes through 26. All right, guys, so that is our story for the day. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. I hope that you guys are doing good in your schoolwork. I know that it's also crazy time with that. So be checking out our YouTube channel also for some more fun videos coming up in a few days. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.